Hello, friends. This is Kunal Pant from MISHAL today, and the latest going round as of today in this ongoing Russia-Ukraine war or the Russia-Ukraine conflict has been Ukraine's smallest fighter honored by the president, patron, an expert bomb finder, and perhaps Ukraine's smallest fighter has been honored by the country's president Vladimir Zelensky. The New York Times reported Ukraine wants Russian missile strikes likely by Lviv. Ukraine military is warning that there is a high probability of missile strikes amid Russia's war on the country. The warning came on Monday just ahead of Russia's planned Victory Day parade in Moscow. The Ukrainian military general staff also said that the Russian-controlled areas of Zaporizhzhia Russian troops has begun the seizure of personal documents from the local population without any good reasons. Ukraine said Russia's troops seized the documents to force the local people to take part in the Victory Day commemorations there. Ukraine's military also warned that Russia has located some 19 battalion tactical groups in Russia's Belgorod region just across the border. Also doing the round has been that in Victory Day speech, Putin says Donbass volunteers fighting for their motherland. In his annual Victory Day address, Russian President Vladimir Putin said on Saturday that troops and volunteers fighting in the eastern Ukrainian Donbass region were fighting for their motherland. Reuters reported the death of every soldier and officer is painful for us. He says the state will do everything to take care of these families. He finished his speech with a rallying cry to the assembled soldiers, "For Russia, for victory, hooray!" Putin says military action in Ukraine timely and necessary. Russian President Vladimir Putin said on Monday that the military action in Ukraine was timely and necessary response to the Western policies. Putin evokes World War II, Trump to urge victory in Ukraine. Russian President Vladimir Putin evoked the memory of Soviet heroism in World War II on Monday to urge his army towards victory in Ukraine, addressing massed ranks of servicemen on Red Square on the 77th anniversary of victory over the Nazi Germany. Putin condemned, he called external threats to weaken and split Russia and repeated the familiar arguments he had used to justify its invasion, that NATO was creating threats right next to its border. British Defense Secretary Ben Wallace said on Monday that Ukraine defeating the Russian army was very possible, while calling on Russian President Vladimir Putin to come to terms with the fact that Moscow has lost in the long run. It's very possible that Ukraine will break the Russian army to the extent that they either have to go back to pre-February or they have to effectively fold on itself, Wallace told an audience in the National Army Museum in London. Putin must come to terms with how he is lost in the long run, and he is absolutely lost. Russia is what it is. Ukraine war spurs US to ramp up security probe of software maker Kaspersky. The Biden administration ran the national security probe into Russia's AO Kaspersky Lab antivirus software earlier this year amid highlighted fears of Russian cyber attacks after Moscow invaded Ukraine. 3 people familiar with the matter told Reuters. The case was referred to the Commerce Department by the Department of Justice last year, a 4th person said, but the Commerce made little progress on it until the White House and other administration officials urged them to move towards and forwards in March. The 3 people added. At issue is the risk that Kremlin should use the antivirus software that has privileged access to a computer's system to steal sensitive information from American computers or tamper with them as tensions escalate between Moscow and the West. On Victory Day, Putin justified invasions of Ukraine, what his speech means. Victory Day in Russia marks the Soviet Union's triumph over Nazi Germany in 1945. But this year, the May 9th anniversary comes up at a time when Russian forces have intensified attacks against Ukraine, and Moscow has faced criticism and condemnation for its aggression. The commemoratum of the anniversary also comes at a time when President Vladimir Putin has claimed that the war with Ukraine is similar to the circumstances that the Soviet Union faced when Hitler invaded in 1941. Putin has called Ukrainian Nazi-inspired nationalists and projected the war as a battle against these forces. Neha Banka takes a look at what Putin means. There is no doubt Russia's operation in Ukraine will achieve results, told Putin. Russia's President Vladimir Putin said on Monday that there was no doubt Moscow's special military operation in Ukraine would achieve its result, according to TASS news agency. Putin was speaking after overseeing the annual military parade on Moscow's Red Square to mark the Soviet Union's victory over Nazi Germany and World War II. All plans are being fulfilled. A result will be achieved. On that account, there is absolutely no doubt. Ukraine says Russia is conducting storming operation at Mariupol steel plant. Russia's forces, backed by tanks and artillery, were conducting storming operations in the Azovstal steel plant in Mariupol. News agency Reuters quoted Ukrainian Defense Ministry as saying this on Monday. The last of the civilians were evacuated from the plant Sunday night, and around 2,000 fighters are believed to be holed up inside its bunkers, while Defense Minister spokesman provide no other details or evidence. He said warned of future attack by the Russian bombers. US Italy united on Ukraine with slightly different tones. Italian Premier Mario Draghi met the US President Joe Biden this week in Washington as Europe faces another whatever it takes moment with Russia's war in Ukraine raging on its eastern flank. Both Rome and Washington will emphasize their historic friendship and shared desire to help Ukraine defend itself from the Russia's 2-month-old invasion when the leaders meet on Tuesday. Energy, climate change, and promoting global economy prosperity also are on the agenda. Still, there are differences in tone over the war, and public sentiment in Italy against sending arms to Ukraine is growing. Draghi is pushing for even a limited truce to allow talks to resume, mindful also of the impact on Italy should the war spill on over the Ukrainian's border. Statements by Biden and his emissaries have been more aggressive, suggesting both regime change and the goal of weakening Russia. So, friends, this is all for today in this ongoing Russia-Ukraine war or the Russia-Ukraine conflict. Stay tuned to our channel MISHAL Today. This is your friend Kunal Prant from MISHAL Today, Lucknow.